Hey everybody, welcome back to the Breath of Fire 3 walkthrough. We are obviously at the save room inside of, oh my gosh, Karajan, something like that. I don't know. I never know. Who even knows these things? But we're gonna stand around, for quite some time, and then we'll spring into action. One of these days. Um, the last video was actually just coming in here, and I grabbed the inside the locker on the one side. There's like 800 Zenny, and then here, okay, so we have a napalm. And on the back side of this locker, there's nothing. Back side of this one, though, that's where the hourglass is at. So make sure you grab that. So, yeah, I believe I just do one fight here, and then I walk right back inside because I got really lucky as far as drops on this fight right here. So again, these armors have, what do they have? I believe you can steal the claymore from them, and then they have the Gideon's garb, which, I don't know. If you're going for like a complete item list, then by all means go right ahead, and it's actually not that difficult to get it. It's I believe it's like a 1 in 64 base chance, so you can you double your chances to 1 in 32 for if you use the charm skill on them. So but again, you either have to kill them with magic spells or just use I think if you kill them on your second physical hit, that's okay. But you can't hit them twice or something and not hit. So if you use 2 physical hits and it doesn't kill them, I don't believe you can get it because they have some sort of weird armor breaking mechanic or something like that. So I just use this. I just use Aura. And then obviously you saw I used the Holy Avenger to buff up the main character's strength. And again, I used that. I believe I spoke about that a bit in I don't know if it was the previous video or anyway, it was one of the other videos. But it was just the difference between War Shout and just using the Might spell in combat. Obviously the Holy Avenger casts Might for free, so that's why I use that. If you don't have one or access to those, or you don't have enough of them, to say they're equipped or something, then obviously Momo will just have to use the Might spell herself. But anyways, long story short, that Might spell or just using the Holy Avenger in combat is a lot faster than using a War Shout. War Shout obviously gives there you go. There's a Gideon's garb. So I just head right back inside and save again, so that so that I guess in case anything were to happen, I would have my save data already. With that on there. So anyways, difference between using Might and Holy Avenger versus War Shout is, again, War Shout, the animation time is just really, really long. Granted, it does buff all of your characters at the same time, but for instances like this where all I care about is buffing up the main character, I don't really care about War Shout, and I just don't bother. I just used those Holy Avengers instead. So if I remember right, I ended up with, I think, 5 Holy Avengers. So I think 1 is equipped on Ree right now, I think. And I don't remember if I have 1 on the main character or not, but it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to have it on him, just because in the next, the nightmares, here we are, speaking of which, are weak against that holy property. So it's just a good, just a good piece of equipment to have equipped instead of just, sitting in your inventory. Trying to think if I used. Wow, that wrecked that guy. Okay. Oh, and I forgot these guys do use a sleep skill. So, you know, again, we've been over this a billion times, but if you've got the protectors, that's definitely a good item to have in here. If you pair that up with the ivory dice, I think it's ivory, or is it ivory charm? Ivory charm, I'm sorry. You will have complete resistance to sleep, and other status effects for that matter. So, you know, up to you. If you've got them, you know, I would definitely suggest using them. Those hawk rings, I already had a bunch of them. I don't know why I even bothered stealing. I think I was hoping to get the burglar's garb from the nightmare, but it's not a good. This is not a good place to get those. They are a very, very easy steal from basically the upgraded version of the nightmare, which we will be encountering quite soon. Not necessarily in this video, mind you, but they are in this dungeon, just a bit deeper in. And here we're just back to the adepts again. These guys, nothing special. There's no rhyme or reason really to do anything with them, in my opinion anyway. You know, I discussed how to get, oh boy, what was that skill? Ebb and Fire. In a previous video, and in my opinion, this is not a good place to learn it. The adepts can use Magic Shuffle, but they have very little AP, and you know, unless you want to just hang out near this area and then just constantly walk back into the save room, and I don't know, like I'm thinking just like you could use the transfer skill and give them AP to keep them going, but it just feels like a lot of work for nothing, you know, because this is, like, again, this is not a very good place to learn it. So that's my 2 cents. And then we're back to tank bots, death bots, nothing special. Again, you know, nothing that I haven't already covered. So, you know, I don't know that I really need to speak much else about them. Boring. Kill the death bot. I'm terrible. Boy, we're just a glutton for these adepts, apparently. I'm trying to think if there was anything even in this area. I think something, it feels from, I don't know if it was from that, like, it looks like that looks like a soda machine, or, you know, some sort of vending machine. I don't remember if it was in there or if there was something in that like cupboard. It looks like there's like a little cupboard back there behind the what appears to be an island. Or did I miss that? Was I just totally not watching? Yeah, that's apparently what happened. So man, look away for a second. Okay, it was more like 20 seconds. It was at least 20 seconds. It was probably more like a full minute. So here you can see I've obviously got 2 royal swords. I don't even know if death bots are actually, I don't think they're actually weak against lightning spells, but I think maybe just because I have them, I was using them. I don't know. I'm not real sure. Seems weird. I guess because it's because I have the royal swords, and it's probably because it's free. I'm guessing that's why I use that. But anyways, we're finally gonna get into some new enemies here, and there is one very, very difficult drop in this area, and I will talk about that once we run into them, which should be any time here. Don't make me into a liar. Breath of Fire 3, please. Alright. Let's see if this is it. Is it it? Nope, not it. Not it, not it, not it. I don't believe the clone has anything special. I want to say the Newt has the heat. Is it the heat shuttle or something like that? I'm probably not saying that right either, but that's classic. Classic me. There you go. And if I remember, you know, I'm not gonna remember right off the top of my head if wow, okay, he just escaped. Okay, weird. I think maybe he bails once you steal his item or something. I think that's part of his AI. Quite strange. The other lizardmen, you know, now that I think about it, the ones from what area is that? Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. I'm drawing a complete bang. Oh, there's a hidden 10k. Okay. 10k, okay. Anyways, lizardmen, jeez. Mount Zublo and, you know, the area surrounding, I guess on the Angel Tower side of it anyway. They do, what do they do? They get, like, increased strength when you steal their weapon from them, so I guess these ones were just, they were just like, well, you know, we'll just take off on you. Anyways, Ice Drake. You can steal the ice rings from them, which is quite useful, especially if you're going to be in this area any amount of time, because they will use Ice Breath, which is much like the Ice Toad from Momo's Tower, and you know, much like all the other breath attacks in the game. The less health they have, the less damage it's gonna do. But if you've got ice rings on, you know, you're just gonna absorb all of it anyway. So, I actually my highly recommended equipment setup for this area is just to have you know, some sort of fire absorption. Magma armors come to mind. You know, everybody knows, if you've seen any of my other videos, how much I love those. You know, or just the fire ring, because there are not only ice drakes, but there are fire drakes in this area, and sometimes you will encounter both at the same time. So, in my opinion, like, if you want to make this area just a complete joke, you equip those two rings, and then you don't even have to really worry about, you know, getting these things low, or, you know, hacking off some of their health so that their breath attacks do less damage, because if you have those rings equipped, you almost want them to do more damage, because then they're just going to heal you for more. So, you know, again, my recommended setup for this is at least, you know, like a ice ring on everybody, and then double it up with, you know, maybe magma armor for your male characters, and then, you know, like a fire ring to go along with the ice ring for someone like Momo. But, you know, again, that'd be my recommendation. That's the way I like to equip my people here. And I think I just ran around back and forth here just to get into more fights with these. And the reason being is, so the Ice Drake, obviously, as well as the Fire Drake, which we've already touched on a bit, both of them have the chance to drop Pico's best weapon in the game, and that's, I want to say it's like the Dragon Fang. I think that's the name of it, but unfortunately, it has an absolutely horrible drop rate, as you'd expect. At, you know, it's like a 1 in 256. So, you know, if you're planning on getting it, you're going to be spending a lot of time here. And again, I would highly recommend the equipment setup that I you know, obviously just mentioned. There's a holy robe in that chest. I believe I already stole one of those from something earlier. Was that the adept, maybe? I don't know, but I don't, that doesn't, it's not screaming or jumping out at me saying, hey, these things are great, so I have a feeling that that is not a very good item. But again, I don't remember off the top of my head. And here, I believe, as far as the newts go anyway, I didn't feel like it was worth stealing from them anymore, or, you know, and apparently I just thought their drop was horrible, so I didn't bother using the charm skill anymore. Alright, so what do we have here? Okay, so this room, I think you actually have to step in this room first. And yeah, you'll see the, is this the Chimera, I think? I'm not sure the name of it. It looks like it would be, though. I guess we'll find out soon enough. But anyway, I believe you have to trigger this cutscene. And, you know, obviously there's a key card in that room, so. Doesn't that beat all? It beats it. It beats all of it. Obviously, because Ree said so. Alright, so, yeah, interact with this panel, and yeah, that just turns off the sleep gas in here. And, it looks to me like this area doesn't require a specific party setup, so, you know, if you do want to bring somebody else in here, by all means, you know, go ahead. I mean, again, you know, I've probably mentioned it more times than really than it's needed, but I really like having Momo for the majority of the last part of the game, because it just feels like she's out, you know, she's kind of forced into your party at certain different spots. So here's the exact fight that I was just referring to. It's one ice drake and one fire drake, and interestingly enough, the ice drake has red eyes and the red drake has blue eyes. Very interesting palette swap there, Breath of Fire 3 creators. But, you know, this fight's a walk in the park if you're set up right. Wow, okay. Got really lucky with the sleeps there. Plunk, right back to sleep. Wow, okay. That seems weird. It didn't... Did I charm? Maybe I did charm both of them and I wasn't paying attention, but that's what I should have done. Because, you know, again, either one of those drakes, actually I should say both of them have the chance to drop Pico's, you know, best weapon in the game, which I did end up farming for later, and I did get it. It actually was a lot easier. I shouldn't say that. The reason why it doesn't seem like it's bad as some of the other drops is because you get into there's encounters with these ice and fire drakes so frequently, so you know it doesn't ever feel like, oh my gosh, this is, you know, taking forever. Like, granted, it is time consuming, but and here, this is another good reason to have protectors on. I forgot about howling. Let's see if, yep, confuse the main character. Oh, let's see if I healed his confusion right away or not. So I guess optimal setup for the main character. Oh, and Momo just gets chunked. Optimal setup for the main character as well as Ree would probably actually be Magma Armor and Ice Ring and an Ivory Charm, as well as Protectors. So that should give you fire resistance, ice resistance, and status protection, which obviously you can tell I did not have, and that almost cost Momo her life there. So you know, Still, in my opinion, one of the most dangerous abilities in the game is actually confusion, and you know, reason being is because, yeah, granted, you know, confusion, sometimes you will still attack the enemy team, but a lot of times you'll just end up smoking your own people, and that's, you know, when the wrong people get confused, that can really hurt. You know, probably doesn't matter so much when your weaker party members get confused, but boy, when somebody like the main character does, it can really do some damage, and not the damage that, you know, not to the targets you want it to go on to. Crush. I think he's still equipped with the deadly blade, so he's getting a lot. I think he gets a lot more criticals than normal still. Alright. I'm trying to think if I did these panels in this video or if I waited. Oh, we're about to find out, I guess. Alright, healed up Momo a little bit. Oh, wow, I totally missed what formation I was in. Okay. Oh, looks like I did do this. So, okay, so these are the shock panels in this next room. And you have to align them just right. Otherwise, I think you can take... I don't know if you can get across it if you don't line it up right or not. Can't remember off the top. I don't think I actually... I think I actually, like, set these up perfect so that I wouldn't, take any damage. I guess we'll find out if that was the case or not here pretty quick. Alright, so let's see where we move these things. Looks like 1, 2 clicks right. I don't know what that did. What did that do? I assume we're just making a path, a safe path to walk through here. Okay, so here's the second one. Move left 1, 2. Looks like we moved that to the left 2 times. That's what it looks like anyway. Anyway, it looks like I already see a path. I already see a safe path through there. So, I don't know if I did anything with this third one or not, but technically it looks like we could have got through there. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we did do third one. Okay, so one to the right, it looked like. Yeah, okay. Alright, yeah. There's a pretty obvious safe path through there. Flashing this. I think, I don't even know if you absolutely have to do anything with this. I almost think that you can just walk right across it and take the damage, and it's like, I mean, I'm sure it's a ton, but, you know, I don't know. Alright, and here I actually cut out a bunch of the fights just because there's nothing important about the rest of the fights in this particular area other than the actual boss. So you'll see there's a couple of cuts here. Skill Inc. Meh. Yep, so there we got a battle there. Skill Inc. was really lame. I don't feel like you need Skill Inc. at this point in the game. Like, granted, you know, you can still move your skills around a bit if you need. But it's just it's so easy to come by. You know, specifically through fishing anyway. But whatever. Okay. Must not have wanted to go to that. There. Okay, so there was a chest back here. Every dice. Again, another one of those items that, like, now at this point in the game, they don't really feel like they're that useful, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. Alright, and then here, looks like I got a little fight here that, did I cut this? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Cut that out. And then here's the slicer. I actually really like this weapon for Ree. It's basically a Ree's, no, granted that really takes his power down. That's his version of the deadly blade. It just increases his crit rate. So, you know, in all honesty, it probably wasn't worth towards the end of the game where, like, you know, or like, I shouldn't even say towards the end of the game. This is kind of, you know, close to the end of the game. But if you were to really buff up Rhee's, like, strength, you could kind of get away with, you know, not necessarily using the Holy Avenger. Granted, that Holy Avenger is awesome, and, you know, for all intensive purposes, that it really is his best weapon. But, you know, the Slicer, I really like crits in this game, and at a certain point when Rhee's strength is so ridiculous anyway, I figure, you know, why not? We'll just put the Slicer on him. And that increase in critical hit rate will actually be active for his Were-Tiger form as well. So, you know, just like if you were to equip him with some sort of elemental property on his weapon, same thing, you know. So he should get more crits. The thing with Were-Tiger though that you kind of gotta know is he still does get crits, but you don't see the critical message. You'll just notice a huge jump in damage. You know, so maybe sometimes it might feel like Were-Tiger does really random damage, but that's not the case. It does pretty consistent damage, but you know, he does get crits, but it doesn't notify you when you've got a crit. You'll just do a ton of damage, you know. So I guess just keep that in mind. What did I steal? A napalm from that guy or something, or a firecracker? I don't know. Whatever, I guess. I think I just stole it just to steal it, you know. I think I tried to at least steal from everything and just show that. So it looks like, okay, so I put that Kaiser form on my favorites list. That's the Infinity, Trance, and Radiance, I believe it is. And I think that's technically my favorite of all the dragon forms. It just, it makes him so ridiculously powerful. And again, you know, this could be, look at that health, jeez. Now, granted, that's no behemoth, mind you, but that's still insane. Okay, so here's where I actually use Warshout a couple of times, just because I want to buff the main character and Rhee at the same time. So it doesn't make sense, you know, to just use, you know, either the Might skill or Holy Avengers, whatever. It just makes more sense to just do that. Oh, I do use focus on him. Okay. So was that? Okay, yeah, I do. So apparently I do put focus on the main character. You know, so you can see my skills there. Charm, Steal, Focus, Aura. And those are obviously, those are going to be the... Okay. I don't know why I equipped her with that. That seemed weird. Whatever. It's not that important, I guess. So there's 2 focus. There's a couple of hits from Were-Tiger. Another Warshout. And I don't believe this guy lasts much longer. Because this video is getting really close to the end. Inferno. Okay, so that's good to know now. You know, again, equip your characters with some sort of fire resistance. 6 damage from the hero. Wow, that's pretty ridiculous. All right, so this should be, yeah, that's an aura. And I don't know what I did. Oh, Mind's Eye. Okay. Boom, 3756. And there's another 600 something from the Were-Tiger. Yep, I think I knew this guy was close to being dead, so I just went with the last aura. Crunch. Oh, okay, not the last aura, I guess. 853. So there's a crit. I think that was a crit. Anyway, should have been. But that's it for the Chimera and or Chimera. I don't know how you wanna, however you wanna say that. But that's also gonna be basically it for this video. We're gonna pick it right back up right here for the next time, and yeah, we'll keep plugging away at Kerjan, or however you want to say this dungeon's name. All right, anyways, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But hope the videos are helpful, and hope you join me for more. All right, thanks for watching.